Okay, let's go.
Hello, and welcome back to Can We Talk with Juel podcast, proudly sponsored by fundraisingcup.org Ministries. So guys, today's episode is very, very special because this is a collaboration, again, that has been a long time coming. I'm joined by someone who truly embodies healing work from the inside out. Yes, we are back with Brother E-Mark from Feeling the Healing. E-Mark, thank you so much for being here today.
Juel, you rock. That's all I'm going to say. You're amazing. You are amazing. You know that, though. I tell you that all the time.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. I'm honored. I truly do believe what we are creating here matters, and conversations like this are very much necessary. So I'm so grateful to share this space with you, E-Mark.
Same here. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your podcast, because you're the queen. I'm just backup. I'm just here.
You're so amazing. And you know what, E-Mark, today we're talking about something that sounds simple, but is actually very difficult for many people. We're speaking your truth. Not reacting, not lashing out, but truly speaking your truth from a healed or healing place. So what are your thoughts on that, E-Mark?
Can you repeat the question? No,
I was asking.
I know what you're saying. I love making you laugh. You have the best laugh.
You do.
I love it.
Thank you.
It makes me feel good. Yeah, you're welcome.
I am glad it does.
Yeah. You know what? That's important. Not only speaking our truth. But laughter, laughter can really, it's magical.
It is, and it's funny you say that because I don't think people realize the light frequency they give off when they laugh at something in its true essence and authenticity, and that's why I post something I try to at least once a week that says smile and have a great day. And it's some type of joke, something to make you stop in the middle of your work day and just get a good laugh in. I don't care. We got rid of the LinkedIn police. Do you remember those guys who used to be like, you can't put that here? They're gone. We kicked them to the curb.
Oh, yeah.
So now we can put up our own authentic, humorous posts and just people laugh in the middle of a work day and say, that was a good one. You got me. And yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Laugh. It's just
to get back to what you asked me. And it's funny that you brought up the LinkedIn police, because we've talked about this before. So I had a massive following on LinkedIn back in the day. Before all the extra buttons, there was only a like button. And everyone, I used to see tons of posts, take that, whatever they say, take that crap or, whatever, take that over to Facebook, it doesn't belong on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah. And they were infamous for that line.
I know, I used to be like, what is this all about? And who says there's a rule? Where's that rule? I never saw that rule anywhere.
Yeah, who hires you? Like,
right? But they're gone. You're right. They're gone. They left because you know what?
They are. I think. Yeah.
LinkedIn got it got better. It got better.
It did. It did.
It got better. I took 5-year hiatus, and I came back, and I was like, wow. I was blown away. I'm like, all this stuff that I was sharing back in 2016, 2017. I'm like seeing it all over. I'm like, this. It warmed my heart. It warmed my heart. You know.
Yes. I know. I don't mean to cut you off, but back then was a really tough time. And you had to be very bold. And I remember I was sharing things back then as well. And this was like very early in my healing journey, right? So I'm starting to heal, and I'm like, let's do it out loud. I'm going to share with you guys my love for God. And I remember like the attacks that I would get. It would just kind of almost shatter your day. Like, where are my people to defend our God? And you just had to learn to build a backbone and stand by yourself back then until we eventually pushed them out. And I don't know where they are right now, Brother E. I don't know if they are over there in Twitter or what are they? What is it?
TikTok.
True Social or something, but we got him out of here. We got him out of here.
Is it called Bumblebee or something? I don't know. I can't keep up with all the social media.
I can't either. I'm always the last to sign up for the other outlets. I mean, I've been on LinkedIn, since, I don't know, I practically started my career. So I just stuck with it and made it work for me. But I know there's tons of others that I'm like slowly kind of checking out. I don't really know what's the scene going on with them, but this is a solid format that works for me.
I love LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. And for those people that used to be like, oh, this is a business platform, because I get that a lot. This is a business platform. Well, I have a company called AIC Publishing. So, I can say whatever I want. What are you talking about?
Hey,
I'm a writer.
Listen, this is before, like I said, before I came on my healing journey, I would say things to them like, listen, I understand that this is a business format, and I'm working on a new one called mindyourbusiness.org. You're welcome to join. It's open to everyone. So,
no.
With that said, I caught you off guard with a good laugh. Yep. I said I caught you off guard with a good laugh, but back to
you got me. You got me this time.
Back to our topic at hand. Like I said, today we're talking about something that seems simple, right? And it's not at all. I think there's an important distinction between speaking your truth and not screaming at others what you want them to do, right? Just standing in your authenticity. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, well, first off, you can't control anyone but yourself. And I learned that a long time. That's the first part. The second thing, we talked about this the other day on the phone about, my mom taught me how to compliment others, right?
Yes.
It could be it could be anything. It could be, I like your smile. That ring is cool, or anything. It doesn't have, or just be nice, be kind, And it goes a long way, because not only do you get them to smile and then they open up to you, but then you feel better too. It's like, it's reciprocal, you know?
Yes.
And
yes.
And that was like the best thing my mom taught me was that, because I learned that from her. And I still do that. I'll pick out something I like about someone, and I'll share that with them. And I do that even with friends, or like when I meet people, I always try to find out something I really like about them, because everyone's got something different about them, you know? So rather than like focusing on oh, I like this about them, I try to look at what's good about them, what's different about them. And then I'm very intrigued by it, because it's,
yes.
you know, everyone's unique.
Yes, that is so beautiful and well stated. I know we had this conversation, and I mentioned to you that, especially as a woman, I find that a lot of women see each other as competition, and rather than show each other love in subtle ways and embracing each other's beauty, right? Because we all have something that makes us unique, as you mentioned, in our own way. And it's always important, at least for me, you know, when I see another female, to identify something that is beautiful in her, whether it be, you know, her features or something she's carrying or whatever it is. So like you said, put a smile on her face, leave her better than she started the day, because I am not your competition, you are. And being a better person than you were yesterday is the goal, all right? Not focusing on others to reflect or deflect who you are. And so I think that was powerful what you said, and if we all picked up on that every day with one another, I think we would start something beautiful. I really do. And just walk in our truth of how we feel, that makes someone stand out, as opposed to being threatened by that beauty and unique gift. So yeah, kudos to your mom, E-Mark. She's a gem, and I totally agree with you. I think that's something we all should incorporate every day. And the other thing that I wanted to point out, and I'm going to get your thoughts on this, is the fact that silence has somehow become like a part of our daily lives, of being afraid to speak what it is that is our truth. And I think it's become almost like a survival tool. You know, survival tools aren't bad, but the problem comes when we keep using them long after the danger is done. At that point, silence stops protecting us and starts harming us. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know my story. I basically spent the last 10 years kind of hiding out, really.
Yes.
And you know, God pulled me out of it through others, you know, because God works through people. And thank God I got out of that, because it's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to be. We are communal beings, you know. We're supposed to interact with one another.
Yes.
You know, we're all tribal. It goes back, you know. And it says in the Bible, the tribes, you know.
Yes.
And so, you know, everyone, we all come from clans, tribes, whatever you want to call it, groups, families. So that silence and the isolation and all that, I have experienced it myself. At first it was really good, but I took it a little too far. If that makes sense.
Yes, it makes total sense.
I took it too far. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people refer to that as like going into hermit mode and just taking time off for yourself to grow and reflect. But, sometimes the harm of that doesn't always show up right away, right? Just like you said, there's a good part where, you're like, okay, I kind of like it here. I kind of can hear my own thoughts and not be obsessed with what other people think about me or how I should respond based off of their opinion. And then, but see, sometimes if it goes too far, it may show up as anxiety and depression and physical illness or emotional numbness. Sometimes it shows up as anger, and we don't even understand that, Worst case, it can show up as resentment or exhaustion, because holding your truth inside, it takes energy. That's what people do not realize, and a lot of it. What do you think?
Yeah. I actually, I had anxiety, depression, all that stuff came from going too long without interacting, and at first it was a spiritual thing, and then it got scary.
Yeah.
That's the way I can put it. I didn't get angry because I had no one to make me angry.
Well, that's the good part.
that was the best part about it. But the other part though was, I wouldn't answer my phone. I have all these old voicemails, and I listened to them like a month ago because I was making space on my phone. So I had to make space on my phone, so I was going through all these voicemails, and I'm like, I never heard that one. I didn't hear this one. I never heard this one. I'm like, wow. And it was like, friends reaching out to me, leaving me nice messages, and I'm like, what? Where was I?
Mm-hmm.
Where was I? I don't know where I was.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And you know what, E-Mark, I often say this. Hurt people, especially when
that's one of my lines. I have that. I used to use that a lot, actually, and I have that.
Yeah, it's so true.
That book that I'm about to publish. Yeah,
it's so true. And
hurt people.
When people don't speak their truth in healthy ways, it leaks out sideways. Right? That's so real. And the unspoken truth, it just doesn't disappear. It transforms, and usually not in a healthy way. Let's talk about fear, Brother E-Mark, because fear is one of the biggest reasons people don't speak their truth. Fear of being judged, fear of being labeled, fear of losing relationships, fear of not being believed. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that you just said my thoughts, like you read my mind.
Fear of telepathy. Fear is, it'll kill you. It will literally kill you. I've had friends that have died due to fear of losing a woman, fear of whatever, and fear can turn into anger. It can come out as anger, or it's like what I did. My fear was I isolate. So yeah, and like that goes back to what I was saying, that that 10 years alone. Sure, it was great. I got a lot accomplished as far as art and writing and all that. But my social skills, like I lost it. They were gone for a while. And I actually hung out with an old friend of mine. And he was like, "What happened to you?" He was like, I used to like really admire you, and and I'm like, he's like, I don't even know who you are anymore. And he was speaking the truth, and I needed to hear that.
You know, he's a good friend of mine. It didn't upset me, but it made me think like, yeah, you know, yeah, what did happen?
Yeah. That was like a reflective time, and I think that for me, right, I feared realizing something about myself that I was avoiding, right? And so I'm gonna take it a little bit deeper for myself in that one of the things that hindered me in my healing process is that I did not want to fully accept the role I played in getting me to that point of saying, now I need time for me, right? I was an enabler, and I was somewhat of a people pleaser, reflecting back to my youthful days, and having to sit with myself and actually accept that, because I used to have a real tough exterior as a younger girl, and then during my mid-career, I became so focused on my career and just trying to rise to the top that I didn't have the time to address everything that I would have addressed as a younger adult. I just wanted to kind of like keep it moving and brush it under the rug until it became so out of control that I needed time to sit back and reflect on myself and say, who are you becoming here? And how are you contributing to this problem? What fears do you have that's causing you not to speak your truth and say, I don't like this. I don't like the way you're treating me. I don't like the way you're slowly trying to abuse my kindness. That to me was all part of the journey. And, I'm sharing a little piece of me with all of you, just so that you guys too can reflect on the part that you play and the internal fears that you have, in speaking that truth about yourself. So I thought that was very powerful, Mark, what you shared about yourself. And I think many others find themselves in similar situations.
Yeah, I mean, truth is about transparency.
Yes.
And you have to be able to literally step outside of yourself and look at yourself through someone else's eyes.
Yes.
And that is very difficult. It's very difficult to do.
Yes, that part.
And it's scary. It's scary when you do that. It is.
Yes.
But if you want to change and you want to get better, you got to walk through the fire, you know?
You got to go through it. You got to speak your truth. And even if, Mark, if that's admitting that this hurt me, or this isn't working, or better yet, I've outgrown this. Because some people have trouble accepting that this no longer serves me, like we talked about in our last podcast, and we need to step into something new because we've outgrown this part of the journey. So, that can shake the foundations of your entire identity, especially if you built your sense of self around pleasing others, like I mentioned to you guys before, and keeping the peace. So yes, let's be clear. Speaking your truth doesn't mean saying everything you think whenever you think it. And I want you to elaborate some more about that, Mark, because some people may have that misconstrued when we say speak your truth. They're like, oh, say less. I've been waiting for this opportunity.
Yeah. You know what? I look at it this way. I try to be kind. I don't want to hurt anyone. I can. Trust me. I can get upset and I can hurt people if I wanted to. And I did that when I was younger. I did that a lot. I was angry most of my life. And, I don't know if I shared that with you before, but I started putting days together where I just wanted to make it through the day without getting upset. And the first day I did it was on Mother's Day back in, I want to say it was 2018. Yeah, wow. It was 2018 on Mother's Day. And I had to call my buddy that knew me really well. I'm like, listen, bro, I just went the whole day and didn't get upset. Do you believe that? He's like, no, I don't believe you. He's like, no, I don't believe that. And I'm like,
yes, progress.
I promise you. It was Mother's Day too, which was cool, you know? And,
yeah.
And then that was like my goal every day. Like, just don't get mad today. And then it got real easy when I was isolated, because, like I said, there was no one around me to upset me.
Yeah, and no one to offend.
Right. But you know, my thing was, I had a lot of regrets and remorse. So when I isolated, you know, that's all that would go through my mind. And the mind is a dangerous place to dwell in by yourself when you're not in good space.
Oh yes. Oh yes. That is well stated. I believe that's in scripture somewhere, that man should not be alone, because of the thoughts the enemy can plant in your mind. And sometimes we may forget that vengeance is the Lord, and somehow the enemy has a way of tapping our shoulder to remind us that someone did something that we may want to help the Lord with a little bit in returning some of that vengeance. So we have to be careful when we're alone. You're so right about that. And the other thing I wanted to add that I've learned is that truth spoken without wisdom can still wound, right? We have to apply wisdom and discernment with the truth. Healing truth has intention, right? We have to think about what it is that our intention is in speaking this truth to someone that may have possibly hurt us, may take us for granted. What is the goal? What is the intention? And it has timing. So we have to think about the timing of telling this truth. We don't want to drop a bomb on someone that, let's say, just dealt with a death in the family, right? Might not be a good time to tell them, hey, I'm kind of sick of the way you use me. we have to have some compassion. No, guys, because some people just don't get it when it comes to emotional intelligence and empathy. And so this is the piece that's missing. You have to have compassion to other people's current situations, and think about the timing when you share that truth, right? I tell people this all the time. Your truth is not a weapon. It is a boundary. Okay? Guys, remember that. It is not a weapon. We don't just pull it out like a sword, like, oh, I've been waiting to cut through this nonsense. It's a boundary, and it's like, don't cross this again. It makes me uncomfortable, and if you do, I'm out. Okay? Like my friend here, my dear friend E. Mark said, I'll put you on probation. And if that doesn't work, you're cut off the team. And so you don't want to cross the boundary. Okay? You want to respect that. Because the boundary says, this is who I am. This is what I need. This is what I will no longer accept. It doesn't require anyone else's approval. Don't you agree, Brother E-Mark?
Oh, wow. You know what? Do you realize what you said is just so profound that I have a hard time, like, following it up.
You're so sweet.
Like, no, I'm speaking my truth right now. But I have one question for you before we cut this off. Okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you have to have compassion for yourself to be able to be compassionate towards others?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I don't think it's needed, right? Because I think you can have compassion for others and overlook yourself. It's very much possible, and I think a lot of empaths do that in trying to please others. They overlook that they need compassion with themselves and that reflection on, hey, I'm so concerned with how I deliver this message. I'm overlooking how they're continuously making me feel and not acknowledging my pain. Right? You should have compassion for yourself. I would say that. And that's part of the isolation and getting into that self-reflective mode and say, I love myself enough to create the boundaries that I need to thrive. I love myself enough to be compassionate about my own needs, about the protection that I need to really thrive and be of value to others. But I do think you can, I know because I've done it, you can go around and not have compassion for yourself and be compassionate to other people's needs. Absolutely, it is plausible to happen.
So I'm gonna ask you one other part of that then. Now imagine if you have the compassion for yourself and are very compassionate towards others. What do you think will happen?
That's like boom, the explosive moment in true healing and becoming one with source, right? Because now you can see the whole picture, not just the part through your eyes of what this person is doing to you, but you see how you're responding to what they're doing to you, which is sometimes the hardest part of life, is stepping out of yourself and looking at yourself and saying, look at that beautiful being and how they feel and how they're responding to that toxicity. Who's going to be compassionate to them? And it's you. It's you.
And that's what
God
wants
beautiful
for
moment.
us, I think.
Yes.
Right? Isn't that not what God wants for us?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that,
I think
you know,
I think we covered it all.
Yeah, because you know what? That's hard for people who are used to needing permission to exist or needing validation to feel real. That's really hard.
Say that again. Say that again.
That's hard for people who are used to needing permission to exist or needing validation to feel real.
That's why she's the queen of podcasting right there.
He's my main guy, my main co-host. You gotta love him.
I'm done, Juel and I'm done.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me just say this, because I know I always leave you guys with a gem. Before we close out, I want to just tuck this in, tuck you guys to bed, because I just want to talk about your body for a moment. And it's going to be brief, but your body remembers what the mouth doesn't say. And so yes, trauma lives in the body. Unspoken grief lives in the body. So when you suppress that anger, it lives in the body. So the body will eventually speak if the voice does not. That's why healing isn't just mental. It's emotional, physical, and spiritual. So speaking your truth can feel terrifying, but it's often the release the body has been waiting for. And I just wanted to get that in before we close, Brother Emer. For those, anyone else listening.
That was perfect.
Thank you. I just want to say this to anyone listening. If you've been silent for a long time, don't pressure yourself to suddenly say everything. Start small. Start safe. Start honest. And remember, speaking your truth is a practice, not a performance. Right? I love that word. It's not. It's not. So I want to thank Brother E-Mark for this conversation. Oh my gosh, truly. He's just been amazing. I speak so casually with him. Sometimes I forget I'm on a podcast. Thank you for showing up.
Hey, I want to throw something out there. If anyone's been listening to Juel for a while, please help support us. Donate to fundraisingcup.org ministries.
Yes.
Because she does a lot of work. No, they need to know that. This woman does so much for so many people. Please donate.
Oh, wow.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much. Oh, you gotta love this co-host. I got a special one, guys. And to our listeners, thank you for being here. Whether you're learning to speak your truth out loud or just admitting it to yourself for the first time, you're not late to the party. You're right on time. And so I thank you. I thank Brother E-Mark. You've made this space just remarkable. And it's holding healing in and of itself, just being with you. So thank you. Thank you so much for your presence. And with that
You're
said...
welcome. I thank you. I thank you. You know?
Yes. With that said, I just want to wish you guys well and healing on your journey. Bye.
Healing is possible.
This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This podcast may include commentary, criticism, discussion, and educational insight that all fall under Fair Use Doctrine, Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act, for purposes such as commentary, criticism, education, and discussion. Listener discretion advised. This conversation discusses trauma, the abuse pattern. Not all survivors cause harm, and no survivor is responsible for the abuse they endured. Support, accountability, and safe community are essential for healing. If you are able and feel led, please consider supporting fundraisingcup.org, a charity dedicated to assisting victims with healing resources, support, and recovery services. Giving is always optional. Healing is always personal.